Hello, ladies and Sapiparos. Welcome to a very special episode of Chluy Talk. I am your host, Hella Chluy. Today, I got an amazing guest, but before I introduce him, I'm going to run the intro. Today's guest, he goes by the name of Cambo Vlogs. He's a pretty well-known YouTuber from the motherland or currently residing in the motherland. And he does a lot of vlogs about, just his day-to-day life and anything involving Cambodia. So, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. This is Cambo Vlogs, and welcome and thank you for making time for me, man. I'm excited for this convo. Jimip Suabong.
Yes. Oh, no, Jimip Suabong. I should be calling you Bong.
I know, but I call everyone Bong. I heard from a friend, like, in Khmer, everybody's a Bong, no matter how old or young you are. So it's kind of a respect thing. So I'm making it a habit for me and my friends in Khmer America to say Bong. Yeah.
It's funny. Well, first let me say it's an honor, okay? It's an honor to finally be sitting down talking to Hella Chluy. And it's funny because even before the YouTube stuff, I've been following you for a while, following all the skits. And it was kind of, for me, I wasn't big into like the Khmer, traditional Khmer comedy. But when I would see your skits, it just like hit me, it hit home because it was like a mix between like American and like Khmer. And so like the whole like, the Hang Tour gang and stuff like that. It's like, me and my friends back in Maine would be laughing our asses off. But it's funny.
Go ahead.
It's funny that you say you're talking about calling everyone Bong because Cambodia, yes, that is true to a degree. But like, if, for example, for you wouldn't go and like tell like a 15-year-old call.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. They gotta be somewhat adult.
Exactly, and it's funny. Let me tell you a funny story before we start off. Is like my friend who I got him to move out here with me. We grew up together in Maine. When he first came out here, he had a problem because he would call all people like way younger than him Bong. And I was like, no, dude, you can't be calling them Bong. And then he was like, oh, okay. And then he started calling like older people, like a lot older, Owen. And I was like, no, you can't do that either. So he
had it backwards.
That like all backwards. That
was funny though. That's a funny story. But yeah, man. So tell me a little bit about how you, about your upbringing. So you said you're from Maine. So you're actually from the U.S., the East Coast. I'm in New York. So I'm from Seattle. But I definitely want to know how your story began. When did you move to Cambodia, and how it was like growing up in Maine too. So just a little.
Sure, bro. Yeah. So I was born in New Hampshire, actually. Born in Dover, New Hampshire, and then my family we moved out to Cambodia in '96 because my family was doing missionary work, and so from '96 up until about 2007, my family and I were kind of back and forth from Cambodia to the U.S. So it was nice because I kind of got, I got to see both worlds, right? I'd go back to I'd go and hang out with my friends in Cambodia as a kid. And then I would go back to the US and I would hang out with my friends in the US. And I didn't actually move back to the US permanently or to live until about 2007. And that's when I started school. That's when I picked up, I went back to school, and that's where I met a lot of my friends there. And yeah, I would say it was nice. It was nice growing up in Maine, like a small coastal town in Maine, and then being able to see that side of life and doing like a complete 180 and going back into Cambodia and just like witnessing everything and how it was like in Cambodia. And it definitely gave me a lot to appreciate, right? When I was in the US. But yeah, so my family, they did missionary work from 96 to about 2007. Yeah.
So you were there the whole time from 96 to 2007, or did you come back?
Yeah, I would stay for about a year in Cambodia, then go back to the U.S. for a few months, 6 months, then go back. I would move around a little bit because my dad, he was a missionary and a pastor. And so when we were here in Cambodia, we did a lot of like missionary work, like supplying medicine, or maybe it was like glasses, books. My dad started a couple of churches near Kampot. It's a smaller town south of Cambodia, or down south. And so he started a couple of churches there. And so growing up, I have a lot of, memories of me and my dad. My dad, he liked to drive ride the motorbike, the dirt bike, because that's how we could get places.
Right.
Nowadays, everything's so developed, but back then it wasn't. You'd have to take the dirt bikes up to a lot of these places, down these like dirt roads and stuff for about an hour or so just to reach certain people.
Wow. How was it like learning like the culture and like the language? What was your experience like in Khmer? Also, like, you feel free to speak a little bit of Khmer too if you want, like, because I want to have I think our audience is going to be mixed, especially as, like the elders in Khmer America. Like, my mom's going to watch it too, so I'm pretty sure, like, feel free to do what you're comfortable doing, and I think it's important because, like, I might have to translate this in Khmer for the Khmer viewers, like, so I don't know, so. Yeah, maybe we could have a little mixture of both. That way, I could try my best to speak my Khmer. Like, I'm not as fluent as you, but I totally understand 100%, the Khmer language. So,
which is crazy, right? To think about where I'm, you being Khmer, like, from Cambodia originally, or I guess you said you were born in refugee camps. But for me, like, I don't. I've gotten this question a lot, and you probably known this, but like, that's the main question I get asked. Obviously, it's like, why is this white boy, why is this dude speaking Khmer so fluently? And to be honest, I don't remember because I never went to any schools in Cambodia.
Happened.
That there's salary and there's a Khmer, I just being around friends in Cambodia, being around the kids, picking up what they were talking, how they were speaking. And so at home, I was always speaking English with my parents and my family. But when I would leave the house and go hang out with my friends, I just would pick up and start speaking Khmer, So I never learned how to speak. I guess I never went like a formal way of speaking Khmer. I still can't read or write. It's funny because I can say the alphabet and I can say a word in my head and I can spell it out for you with the correct alphabetical translation. But I just don't remember the letters and the sounds and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And that's just, for me, nearly just not taking the time to go back and practice the alphabet and stuff like that. But so when, it's like some people, they're like, oh, you must be like so smart or whatever to, pick it up and then speak that fluently, right? Like natively.
Really? Yeah.
Like accent. But it's like, no, that's not necessarily. I just don't remember. I can't take credit for that really because it's the same thing with you. When you were growing up in the U.S., you were just speaking English, right? Because everyone
we were just learning English, and I just became Americanized. My sister spoke it, and just like it just became our main language. We're going to school to learn, and my parents actually try to put me in like a Khmer class in like kindergarten as well, so we don't. She's always like, gonna be a Khmer. So like, she wanted us to also don't forget our own culture and language. So, but for some reason, I couldn't pick up the formal way of learning the alphabet. It's not like easy to me. Like English was like real easy, like CAT, cat. But when, all these other Khmer alphabet, it didn't stick with me. So I'm really admire the way you just picked it up, naturally and just being around Khmer speaking people and without formal teaching. Your Khmer is incredible. So you guys got to go check out his channel and you'll see what I mean. But definitely, I really admire you. I'm giving you your props because I'm learning a lot from you, and I think this is a good talk. So definitely want to hear more about anything you want to talk about too, like your whole process of Cambodia and like what it was like,
Yeah. So like, I don't know. It was funny because moving back to when I moved back to the U.S. in 2007, I already had this whole other world that I knew, right? And so then when going back into school, going into public school and stuff, and meeting kids and stuff like that who were just oblivious or just had no understanding of what this whole world that I had been through was like, right? And so it was just interesting to kind of go back and live this like very, I would say like, live this very like, not perfect, but just like box life where it was just like, because the town I grew up in Maine was just like this really nice little coastal town, right? This is like the perfect little school, the place where people were living and stuff like that. But what they didn't know was like, for me, I grew up also in Cambodia, and my family actually, 97, we had to escape the coup as well, which I don't really remember as much, but there was a lot of stories that my mom and dad just constantly were telling us about what happened in 97. And then also just like certain things that I would see every day in Cambodia that became normal to me that people, maybe the kids that I was hanging out with, 12-year-old kids and stuff, they had no idea that even existed, right? So it definitely, I feel blessed in some ways that I was like, I was fortunate enough to see the unfortunate, if that makes sense, at such a young age, because I kind of like opened my eyes and to see like, okay, there is this type of stuff that's going on in the world right now.
Right.
And that was an outlook and that mindset that I had at an early age, right? When I went back and started going to school in the U.S., that's when I really started thinking more about, okay, how life was like in Cambodia. Because before that, life in Cambodia was just life in Cambodia. That was just normal for me, right? It was funny, like, I have a funny story of me like climbing up a banana tree and falling off and breaking my arm, right? No. It's like most kids if I told them at the age, like, oh, what's a banana tree? They're like, especially up in the East Coast, right?
Right.
And like, and something like that, or just, or like, swimming in the ponds with the local kids. And the funny thing is, like, none of them knew how to swim because obviously they just didn't there was no, swimming classes or swimming lessons wasn't even exist, right? So what happened was these kids, they would take these like old gasoline
jugs.
Jugs, yeah, and they would use those as like raft. Yeah, flotation
device. Wow.
Right. Me, I knew how to swim because I was lucky enough that I had been in enough pools in my life that I learned how to swim. So, they were always like, oh, wow, he knows how to swim. And it was just like, for me, it was just like very interesting that, doing these things with all like the local kids at such an early age, and seeing how they enjoyed life, with what they had. Right.
Right.
And it was just, it was very eye opening. Yeah.
Awesome, man. That was a, beautiful story. Like, so they were like, can you bring me how to swim? They y'all become best friends after that, right?
That's the thing. Yeah. I'd teach them something and they'd teach me how to do something. Like, I would, I'd have these like, toys that my parents would buy me. Right. And they would come over and they would see those toys and they'd be like, oh my God, this kid has like the dopest toys. Right. But what they didn't understand is I saw them taking like clay and stuff and making their own toys. And in my view, I was like, wow, that's like really cool. I want that. And so sometimes I would trade a G.I. Joe so I could get like this little clay,
oh, wow.
this little clay toy or something. Yeah.
They made it happen with what they had. That's cool. That's like making their own Play-Doh. I had Play-Doh growing up,
Yeah, they didn't have Play-Doh. They had the mud and the clay.
Which is like, that's love, man. That's making use of what you have. Nowadays, everybody got iPhones, iPads. These kids are spoiled, man. So we used to go play outside, you play hide and seek. I think Cambodia is like probably still the same. They go outside and play, which is, I think it's important for like your kids' health, mental health, and just physical activity, and just it's a healthy thing to do.
I do. I think that. By the way, what time is it right now, bro?
It is 9:18 a.m. Eastern.
Okay, so it's 8:18 over here, so I know it's too early for you, but I'm going to crack open a pre-nightcap.
Let's do it. Cambodia beer? I've always wanted Khmer beer. Is that one of your favorite?
No, I don't know. It's not the best beer, but I figured because for this podcast, I'll crack open the.
I'm definitely gonna get on your level. I'm drinking some Cap Morgan then, just one time, one time only because this episode's special, and I'm not gonna lie. I actually just really started like kind of. I don't really drink like occasionally like at home, but like not with this podcast because I just started talking and conversating with people. So I feel like it's good to get loose. I'm glad it's 9 p.m. somewhere. Cheers, bro.
There you go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. Cheers. Chol Mui.
Chol Mui. Is that how they say it? Chol Mui. Chol Mui.
There you go.
Chol Mui.
There you go, bro.
9 a.m.
Hey, I appreciate that.
Yeah. I already know the Khmer people like, why ain't you drinking Henny? Like, yo, this is what's available right now. I like rum. I'm a rum guy. I drink Henny at birthdays, sikas, the Khmer events, the Khmer New Year's. I load up on that, but I'm really a rum guy.
So let me ask, at the Khmer weddings, because I'd love to go to some Khmer weddings or some Khmer gatherings when I go back to the U.S., but
definitely.
Do they, at the Khmer weddings, do they serve the Henny in like little bowls with a soup spoon?
I've seen it. I've seen some events like that, but for the most part, they have shot glasses or just wine glasses as well, but or like those little teacups. It just
So
depends.
you have,
Do they do
so
that
you
for
have,
Khmer?
oh yeah, bro. So you go to a Khmer wedding here, and what they do is they have like a bunch of bowls, like little soup bowls, right?
Right.
And pour henny into the bowls, and then what you do is you take the spoon, and then you just spoon a couple, spoonfuls of
Fancy.
henny
You all
into your
fancy.
glass, you know.
Okay, that's interesting. I would love to go to a Khmer wedding too, man. So I guess we'll get into that. So talk about your relationship. Like how'd you meet your boo thing? You're currently your wife now, right?
Dang, yeah, my wife. Yeah, so just like any person probably has in the last like 10 years is on Instagram, bro. We started DMing each
Oh
other,
yeah,
Yeah, and
I love it.
started chatting through that. And it's funny. So I knew her for a while now, and then I went back to the U.S. for a little bit in 2016, and then came back out here, continued dating and whatnot, and then met the parents. And so, right when you meet the parents, that's it. It's
Yep.
a serious thing,
Yep.
And so I met the parents, and then got hitched, and it's cool because I think she's what really kind of brought my channel into spotlight as well. It's like even though she's always like, "Oh, it's your channel" and stuff like that. It's like no, to be honest, it was her that brought the channel into spotlight because before that, when I was making YouTube videos and stuff, I just I never really was speaking Khmer, because I was making videos back in like 2015, 16, just to show my friends back in the US what it was like, right? And it wasn't until I started, dating her and then hanging out with her is when I started speaking Khmer. And then I was like, oh, I have this like niche, right? That no one really else here has. And I'm not like taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me and my wife, I think it was, it wasn't like anything different, to be honest. Like the relationship that I have with my wife is, it's not different than any of the relationships I had with girls back in the U.S. because except, she's the one, right? She's my girl. But because I spoke Khmer, right? And so like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but then, you get this dude who doesn't look Khmer and he starts speaking fluent Khmer, it's funny.
Yeah, people in the U.S. we like every time we see like a non-kind speaking fluent Khmer, we go crazy. We share the videos. We get interested and like wow, it kind of like oh this guy speaks better Khmer than me. It's like it's always like that, and I think it's cool that you and your wife showing like vlog style YouTube videos for people like us or just people all over the world to see what it's like to be in Cambodia because a lot of us haven't been back yet. So I think it's really dope to see like POV. Just like I feel like I'm in your video when you're like cruising, in the roads and like see the trees. Like whoa, like damn, I wish I was there. Which is powerful. That. So I was glad that you mentioned when you started YouTube because I was actually about to ask you. So 2015, you started vlogging, but in English, and then when you met your wife, you started incorporating Khmer, which you saw your growth from then on too. Like people started tuning in, your subs went up. Like yo, this is crazy. Because I think I stumbled upon you. I stumbled upon you, but just type in Cambodia vlogs, and you popped up. You're like one of the top people. So I'm like, whoa, this is dope. So like, I subscribed right away.
That's awesome, bro. And that is dope because like I said, even before I was vlogging, I was watching your videos and I was always following, the Chluy Instagram or the YouTube or whatnot. Like what are the videos, how Khmer people talk or something like that.
Yeah, I got a lot of those.
Yeah, so I was watching those for a while, because like I said, it just like it hit home, and I was just like, yes, finally, there's like this comedian that I can like relate to on a certain level too, right? Of just like the funny things that Khmer people just happen to do. But yeah, so I was vlogging for a while without even speaking Khmer, not even thinking about it, and then I just realized that I felt like I could have a bigger audience if I was speaking Khmer as well. And now with my YouTube, I've been trying to just like speak half and half, because there's like, I still have half the audience that don't speak Khmer. They're like, hey, why are you only speaking Khmer? And then I speak English, and then my Khmer audience is like, hey, why are you only speaking English? And
I have the same problem too. Like my Khmer fans say I speak too much English, and then my English fans maybe I think my English fans they didn't know me, but like mainly my Khmer fans, I don't speak enough Khmer. I'm like I keep telling them Khmer nhum chaba, you know, nhum grow up no sroka marit and this and that, but like. To me, it sounds like an excuse, but you know, it's never too late to learn. But you know, I'm trying. Just let Cambodia folks, I am trying. Can you try? See, I don't even know how to say try in Khmer.
You know.
Thank you. You could be my translator when I visit. How funny would that be?
That would be a good video, right?
Heck yeah.
I have this friend. He's half Somalian and half Japanese. So that mix right there makes him look almost like Khmer. Right. And it's funny and he doesn't know a lick of Khmer. Okay. So he's from England. He's half Somalian and half Japanese. But when I'm hanging out with him here in Phnom Penh and we go to like a restaurant or something and we start to order, the first thing the waitress does is she looks at him and starts speaking Khmer. And the dude's like, I don't speak Khmer. You know?
That's funny. I think I get the same. Like people think I'm Latino or like East. Like, you know, Middle Eastern, you know, but like both of my parents are Khmer, you know, like I have features from my dad and my mom, but I don't know what is Khmer supposed to look like. Let me know, viewers. Is there a standard look for Khmer people? I think we come in all different shapes and complexions, you know. We're all beautiful in our own way, so I'm
Jayavarman, the Jayavarman.
Right, King Jayavarman. Shout out to you. Salute to the king.
Yeah, like it's just funny that they will see someone that they just immediately assume will have to speak Khmer, right? And then they'll look at someone like me and they will immediately assume that I don't speak Khmer. And sometimes when I speak Khmer to them, they look around as if someone else just spoke Khmer.
They're amazed. Do they get shocked? They're like, wow. Did they get happy, or what's their reaction usually? Or they're just like,
yeah, it's most of the time, yeah, they're shocked, and then it goes into the questioning. Sometimes it's almost as if they knew about it. And I guess that's one nice thing that came out of a little popularity on my YouTube channel, is that I don't have to explain myself to everyone now, because there's enough people here in Phnom Penh that when I go around, they're like, okay, that's that
idol. Do you get the idol, faith? You know, I love it. How do you feel when people call you like idol? Like, I follow you.
It's okay. I think it's funny because I think people react differently here, I think, to people that they recognize versus people in the U.S. I can't say for sure, but it's like I notice that there's a lot of people, I'll see them, they'll look at me, they'll open up their phone, they'll point to someone, you know, they'll point, but then they won't say anything, right? And they also do like the secret, like they'll take a photo or video without me knowing, right? Like my wife showed me a video a couple of days ago where someone was secretly filming me in TikTok around the corner, and then they showed me like, what the hell did this happen? You know, like now I'm like looking behind my back, like.
Do you think they're like afraid to say hi, or are they shy, or they just feel like it's like cool? It just.
I don't know, man. I try to give off that vibe, like that I'm approachable, right? I'm not. You know, I try to be pretty friendly and cordial to everyone. So I don't know. Maybe, yeah, it is a little bit shy. Yeah.
Right. So what do you love most about Cambodia?
Besides my wife?
Besides your wife. Shout out to your wife, by the way. What do
I love besides my Cambodia, besides my wife? Everything, man. Like, I think the food, the food is definitely a plus. I love the food. I know you love your kapit, right? This
is my setup question. Yeah, I love kapit. So I was always going to ask, you know, I always ask my guests, you know, what's your favorite Khmer food? It's like, for me, it's a hard answer, but I have so many. So if you had to choose one or two or three or 4 or 5, 6, 7, list them all.
It's a really hard question. Soups, man. I love the soups here. You know, I love the soups here. I like the desserts here as well. I can't get past the kapit though. I can't get past the.
You don't like the smell, or just don't like the taste, or a combination of both?
Both. I like their hope, you know, and I actually have a vlog that I haven't uploaded yet. It's been about a week old now. And I was talking to my wife about this in the video where I don't mind Brahok. Even though it smells, I like the taste with the beef.
Wow.
I can't get around the kapi.
Hok like
But
Nui, Kapit is like an acquired taste. It's not for everybody. You know what I mean?
you
And
need
Bahoks
you
are
need
like
the type.
our cheese, right? How a Cambodian cheese.
Yeah, oh, it smells cheesy. It's cheesy.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so the food, I guess the food is something I love. Hope Khmer, Timoy, Gata Timoy, and then Tipi, Merkat, probably Kampot, bro. Kampot, I love Kampot because that's like my hometown too. I grew up in
Okay.
Kampot.
Tell us a little about Kampot. It's a village in a certain part, or like what part of geographically? Because I'm learning about the country as well, so I'm definitely gonna do my own research. But let me know.
South of Phnom Penh, about a 2-hour drive from Phnom Penh. South, it's a nice little town, old French colonial town, right on the river. And it's about a 20-minute drive from the beach, from the ocean, from Kep Beach.
Wow.
And so it's a beautiful little town, bro. Like all like old French colonial buildings, right on the riverside. It has the mountain, has Bokor Mountain. You drive like 15, 20 minutes, you get Kep Beach. And that's where I grew up, man, from 96 to 2007. So that's like, besides Maine, that is my hometown, and so that will always have a place in my heart, and it's funny because people ask me, do you ever miss the U.S.? And it's like, of course, but this is how I say it is, I go back to the U.S. It takes me about 1 month to miss Cambodia. I come to Cambodia. It takes me about 1 year to miss the U.S.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep.
Yeah.
Kampot. I've heard of Kampot. Like, I think my family talked about it, so I might even have family members there. But like when you describe it, I could already visualize like the beaches, the mountain, Bokor Mountain. Like, yo, I've seen it on vlogs. Like, yo, I gotta go there. So it's like it's dope that you live over there and like. I don't know. Do you think people in U.S. people in like take life for granted? They don't realize what they have, or the people in Khmer, they're like, yo, they don't realize how beautiful of a country they live in.
Yeah. I think for some parts, right? I think it's hard. I think it's hard when you're struggling to.
All right.
But no, definitely the people in Kampot. It's funny though because you go to Kampot and I think most of the people there they know what they got. They know the little jewel that they got. And for me, I live in Phnom Penh just because that's where my place is here. Everything that I do is around in Phnom Penh. But I never was a big fan of Phnom Penh. There was I love Cambodia. Yeah, exactly. The capital. So it's like, I love Cambodia, but I'm not a big fan of Phnom Penh. So Kampot was definitely a spot that I love about Cambodia. So food, Kampot, yeah.
Yeah. Is Phnom Penh too busy for you? Is it too of a city vibe, too loud, or what is it that you don't like about it compared to like the village?
It's not that busy, and it's not that big of a city, man. I'm trying to think, what's the population of Phnom Penh? I don't want to say the stats because then people are going to comment like, "Oh, Cambo Vlogs doesn't know."
So it doesn't. It's not big because when I see the pictures, I see skyscrapers, development. I'm like, yo, it looks like a mini New York. So that's why I want to bring it up. I'm like, is it really big as the pictures? Because pictures make everything look big. So let me know.
Yeah, it's not that big to be honest. It's a small city. It's just very dusty because it was once it was marshland, right? And so it's all landfills. They dumped a bunch of dirt over the marshes and the swamps to build the city, right? So it's naturally going to be kind of dusty. Yeah, it's a nice city in some parts. There's some nice places to go and check out. You got the riverside next to the Tonle Sap and the Mekong. You got a couple of parks and stuff like that, but to be honest, it's like you said, it's a capital,
Right. So, what other parts of Khmer, like, if someone wanted to visit that they've never been to, like, what places would you recommend? Of course, I want to go in Angkor Wat, but that's the mandatory. But what other places that honorable mention that people don't really talk about? I think Kampot should be on my list too because it just sounds beautiful with the mountains. I love nature, mountains.
Yeah, Kampot definitely gets overlooked sometimes when traveling to Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and I'm hesitant to even say it because I want to keep it as a secret, but it's not really a secret anymore. It used to be a secret. Another honorable mention would be Kep Beach. I think Kep is a really nice area. Once again, you're like right near like the mountain kind of next to the ocean. What's another good area? What's another good spot? Camp Pot, Cap. I love that area right down there. Karirom is nice. The Karirom National Park. I went camping there one night. It was nice.
Wow.
That place. I'm trying to think of some more places. If you can
You could even mention the touristy spots. Like I definitely saw the beaches like Koh Kong Island. So have you been there?
Koh Kong, no, and it's being very overdeveloped right now. It's Sihanoukville and Koh Kong.
It's more of a touristy spot.
Yeah, but Koh Rong Sam Lum, I would say Koh Rong Sam Lum is better than Koh Rong. Koh Rong Sam Lum is the smaller island right off of Koh Rong, and it's quieter if you want to not deal with like a lot of the tourists and stuff like that. A little more expensive, but Koh Rong Sam Lum would definitely be the island spot that I would go to in Cambodia. And then you have, back in Kep, you have Rabbit Island, which isn't bad either. I know one of my friends, he loves going to Rabbit Island. That's not a bad place either. And quiet. It's quiet.
I'm definitely going to write that down. So I want to write a list because I plan on going the next couple of years. And there's also, like, I see pictures of this waterfall. Where's this at? I definitely want to go there. It's a beautiful waterfall that people take pictures.
There's a couple places. I would think it's Bokor. There's Bokor and water. There's a waterfall in Bokor Mountain.
That might be it.
There's I'm trying to think. There's the waterfall at Tada. There's also another waterfall in Madol-Kari. I think you're thinking of the one in Madol-Kari.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Madol-Kari, yeah.
Madol-Kari.
So those would be the ones that I would think that most people would be going and taking pictures of. Is the one in Madol-Kari. Yeah.
Wow. So Cambodia is on the map. It's a pretty large country. So there's a lot of different provinces, different provinces or different, I don't even know what they call it, cities or villages. Like, so it's definitely something to like learn and explore. Maybe, you never know. There might be somewhere, any corner of Cambodia you could probably check out to just explore. I don't know. I don't even think a month might be enough time to visit and just check every crevice of Cambodia. Cause like, I kind of want to explore the country and just learn about the history because I think we have we're rich in history, a lot of culture, and it was once the pearl of Asia, they say. So like,
sure.
It's gonna hit different when I go back. It's gonna be an eye-opening experience and stuff like that. So I thank you for sharing your experiences in Cambodia and stuff like that. And definitely want to talk about when you started YouTubing. Did it become like your full time, or do you also like work as well and have other ways of like making a living out there?
Yeah, YouTube. You're not going to make a lot of AdSense off of YouTube.
Exactly. That's what it was.
The
same here in America. I don't really make a lot either, so I think it's important to tell the story of YouTube.
Yeah, it's not as all luxury and glamorous as people think. Especially for AdSense here, it's the monetary value, I think, is a lot less than advertisements in the US, right? And I can tell just based off of my views, when my viewers are from the US or somewhere else, the ads are more valuable, if that makes sense.
Right.
So ads here are going to be a lot less than ads in the US.
Right.
That's not the full. That's not any income really. So my wife and I, we have a salon here that does she does eyelashes and eyebrow extensions as well, and that's a big part of it. And we've been looking at opening up. We've been moving into another spot because my wife, she does eyelashes and eyebrows, and so we were moving to another spot in closer to the central of the city. Because right now we just got this condo, but the condo is a little bit further out of the city, or it's on the other side of the river of Phnom Penh. So it takes about 30 minutes. And then I did that, and then also teaching English. Teaching English is another part of our way of making money. So it's the salon. I can't really say that YouTube is a part of any income at all. I kind of just keep my AdSense money off to the side, and then it's like a savings account almost.
So you pretty much do it because you purely enjoy doing it, which is admirable. That's the reason why I do what I do too, is because I genuinely like making content. None of this was for money or fame or whatever. Yeah. It's I just do it just to, I have that core following that I want to keep entertaining. So it's I'm glad that you talked a little bit about YouTube, because I think people think I'm balling. I'm not balling. I'm living in one of the most expensive places in the world, and like every day is a struggle, every day is a grind. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably the same way. And so come on, there's always a hustle and bustle. There's always ways to get it. That's that mentality of wake up, get it.
It's like that that photo you posted. I think it was on Facebook maybe of that a photo of you when you're like really young.
Yeah, picking berries. Yeah.
Yeah, and I respect that, bro. It's like that's straight up. It's like you literally you have no one. You whatever you have is what you work for, right?
Yes, sir.
It's on your own back, and it's the same here. I try to explain that to people. I never in my life created my YouTube channel, create any of this, and with the thought of I'm going to be popular or I'm going to make money. That never was an idea in my head. And so for those kids who come up to me sometimes and be like, how do I get so many subscribers and stuff? It's like, dude, just put out content. Don't even think about that. Don't even think about the money because you will never make money. Because if you're always thinking about making the money, you're always going to be disappointed, right?
I agree with you 100%.
And it's like if you're doing something that you just purely love, you will never lose because you're just doing it out of your own heart, your passion, right?
And then that's important, that's to inspire our viewers too. Definitely do it. Don't forget to have fun. Do it because you love it. If you have a dream, a goal, a hobby, just go for it, man. Don't. I think overthinking kills. Don't self-doubt. I'm a victim of self-doubt and overthinking sometimes. But I think we're human. We're allowed to have ups and downs. But for the most part, keep your eyes on the prize and the prize is you being happy, not about the money and nothing like that. And if money does come, I'm not gonna complain. Like that's cool. It's supplemental. I'm always gonna have the real grind. I work a regular job too. It's like bills need to be paid, and But if you can make a living doing what you love, then you're not really working. You're doing your thing, which is I salute to everybody doing that. And
it sounds so cliche, right? But that's the truth, bro. And I couldn't have said it better myself. It's like if you're doing what you love, then it's not really work, right?
Right, exactly. We hear that a lot from motivational speakers and stuff like that. But it's true. That's the realest thing ever.
Yeah,
it's the realest. Speaking Khmer, I hate to put you on the spot, but I think we gotta give the people what they want, Let's try to have a conversation in Khmer. I try my best to, you know what I mean? So ជម្រាបសួរបង សុខសប្បាយទេបង ថ្ងៃនេះថ្ងៃច័ន្ទហ្នឹង what's your plan tonight? I know it's Yop over there.
ទីមួយខ្ញុំចិត្តតែបងហៅឆ្លើយនឹងនិយាយខ្មែរដោយសារតែគាត់ចេញមកនិយាយខ្មែរ it's like យើងហៅបារាំងនិយាយខ្មែរប៉ុន្តែបងហ្នឹងមិនបារាំងណាបងហ្នឹងខ្មែរតែប៉ុន្តែពេលនិយាយចេញមកដោយបារាំងbut yeah ថ្ងៃនេះថ្ងៃច័ន្ទមើលខ្ញុំធ្វើអីខ្លះខ្ញុំធ្វើ podcast ជាមួយបងហៅឆ្លើយហើយខ្ញុំទៅប្រហែលមើលរឿងមើល Netflix ជាមួយប្រពន្ធមើលហ្នឹងហើយប៉ុណ្ណឹងខ្ញុំថ្ងៃច័ន្ទខ្ញុំអត់សូវចេះទៅក្រៅដើរលេងអីទេខ្ញុំសុខចិត្តនៅផ្ទះនៅជាមួយប្រពន្ធអីខ្ញុំចិត្តនៅផ្ទះជាមួយប្រពន្ធយ៉ាំម្ហូបអីឆ្ងាញ់មើលរឿងអីល្អមើលអរគុណបាន join podcast ខ្ញុំហើយនិយាយជាមួយខ្ញុំ have a good conversation about your ជីវិតនៅស្រុកខ្មែរ Yo my Khmer is horrible but I'm trying. See, that's what my thing is with my fans. I don't know if when you speak it if you're like because it's so hard because if you listen to all the skits that you do with speaking Khmer, right? But those skits is like me digging really deep to remember what my parents said, and I just kind of put it together. But that's like maybe that's the most advanced my vocabulary will get is in my skits. But when talking with my mom, where is the I know enough to speak to my mom, basic that bakon, mahop, salamachu krung, but having a full conversation with full sentences is my something I need to improve on. So ខ្ញុំអរគុណបានបង tell stories. See, I can't even say how you tell your story, ប្រាប់រឿង how you started out YouTube, how your experience នៅស្រុកខ្មែរ and the people, the relationship បង build ជាមួយ the children, the people that you meet, See, it's English. It's Khmenglish. I call it Khmenglish. Khmenglish. But so I think that's why a lot of Khmer Americans relate to my stuff because they're in the same boat. We get Americanized. We kind of plek bisa Khmer, which is like our parents' fear. So it's like
I think that's what it's relatable and it's funny because like, yo, he sound just like me or you sound just like my dad. I think that's my goal is to have relatable content.
You have to give yourself this. You hit the humor on spot where when the way the mannerisms and the way you talk, like certain things, that's actually very accurate to what a lot of the Khmer people are like. For example, when you're sitting at the house doing the Khmer Airbnb and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Thank you, man. I get a lot of it from my elders, like my boos, my uncles, my dads, my brother. They have that accent, that fob accent. I try to nail the Khmer fob accents because to me it's the funniest thing in the world, you know? Come on, man. Like, you know, they be on Facebook, and, you know, I got the iPhone 12, man. It's not come out yet, man. What you got? You still at Samsung whack? You know, I love watching them argue. It's like, yo, I write it down, take notes. Like, yo, this could be a skit, you know? Like, I get all my influence from my brothers, my, you know, family members, and just people around us. I think Khmer people is funny by nature. Like, people think I'm funny. Wait till you meet my friends I grew up with. They're like a million hella Chluys, you know? It's like the way we are, the way we grow up. Like, all of us have a sense of humor. You know, I think it might be a Pacific Northwest thing. We all grew up the same way. We all picked berries. We were taught how to grind early. We pick berries to earn our clothes.
Picking berries is a big thing in Maine too. Mm-hmm. Summer work, bro. Like a lot of my friends were doing that as well. That or lobstering, you know?
Yeah. I heard like, you know, berry picking is also like, you know, Philly, you know, East Coast thing too. So it's like, you know, I think it's good. Like some people like complain about child labor. To me, it taught me how to hustle at a young age. It's not like, you know, I think 5, 6 years old. Yeah, it's like I didn't see nothing wrong with it. I thought it was like just helping my parents make their income so we could have a roof over our head too. So, you know, they taught us early how to the value of the dollar, the value of working hard, and, you know, stuff like that, you know, and earning your school clothes, you know. We didn't have allowance, you know. We had to earn it. Like if you want to make $5, you know, maybe step on their back, massage them or whatever, or pick their gray hairs, you know.
Yeah, bro, same here. And like working under the table at the age of 14 for me, you know, in Maine, bussing tables and stuff like that. Had a lot of friends doing blueberry picking and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely didn't come from a plushy lifestyle, you know. A
lot of the values, like my parents were pretty strict. I think it's really traditional. So it's like I think the Khmer American story is similar throughout because like the skits I make, they relate to it. You know, like well, why you sound like my dad? It's like all these Khmer parents they attend meetings on how to lecture their kids. That's why I think like why all the lectures sound the same? Do you agree? Is it the same as our Khmer? Do you hear their parents lecture the same? And I feel like it's like universal, like, you know, they just want the best for the kids. That's what I'm saying.
That's for the kids because they've seen worse, right?
Right. They've been through. I don't even want to talk about it. It's painful to talk about our history. You know, like the Khmer Rouge, the killing fields. You know, that's why I'm here in America because they want me to have a future. You know, so it's like, but we can't erase history. It's part of it. So, but it's like, you know, I'm just blessed to be here. You know, be alive.
I think like you said, embrace the history, but also, you know, what's your parents, the way they acted or whatever, it was exactly that. They just want to see you have a better life, you know?
Exactly. They love you, even though their way of showing love is different, you know? They might yell, but that's maybe the way they talk. The way they talk might be different from the way we talk, you know? I think I'm starting to get more open. Yes, I plug. Like, yo, yeah, I'm not even mad at them. I probably deserved it. I was a bad kid. I was just love them. So like, you know, I think if they tried to ground me and try to do me like the, you know, the American way, I'd probably rebel even more. I might be in jail. I might join the gang. You know, you never know. So I appreciate my parents for the discipline. Some are con ba video ni nyum some are con ban discipline yum. How was that? You don't even know what discipline means. How would I translate discipline? Like,
just like, fuck. How would you discipline? How would you say discipline?
I don't even want to make it sound bad. Thank you. No, I don't want to say that. Cut that out. Because I don't want to like throw my parents under the bus either. You know, they might feel uncomfortable. You know, sorry about teaching you right from wrong. How do you say
it's
that?
Like I think you might even post it. The Khmer that meme of it's like the Khmer father. It's like the face, like all of his faces of approval. And it's like the same face.
Yeah. I saw that meme. Mm-hmm.
The Khmer father's face, or whatever. Yeah.
They don't show feeling. They don't show emotions.
It's on Hennessy, you know.
Yep. Yeah, man. So thank Ma and Pa for teaching young, you know, how to be good people. I think she should understand that.
I think so. And I think they can appreciate. I think we all appreciate it as we get older. Right. We see what our parents did. You know, maybe we didn't agree with them as kids, but you know, we can see what they truly, their true intentions were. right? For me first, right, is like you've done all these skits, you've done a lot of this comedy skits and stuff like that. Have you ever, and you're even without any plans, have you ever had envisioned like a time where you could make almost like a funny type flick about a lot of that stuff? Like maybe like a almost like a what is it, like short film or like what's the movie I've been trying to think about? The Life of Brian. What were those movies called? Life of Brian.
A documentary? I haven't seen that movie, so I'm trying to understand.
No, that's the what's that? Those? It's like really old movies with John Cleese and stuff, but it's like very like slapstick humor, right? Yeah, it's like I think you could like almost take a lot of the humoristic like characteristics and like, you know, the stuff that you put in your skits and make it into like maybe a feature length like flick or something like
I think that's like always been like kind of a dream of mine. It's just like just about me like being very hands-on with video and stuff. It's like I feel like a lot of people are moving towards the self-filming, self-thing. I enjoy the process, but I don't mind like building a team and stuff, or like maybe presenting my script or whatever. I do plan on like somehow like shooting like a short film, or at least, you know, some kind of film where whether it be comedy or even I'm thinking about like also like a mini documentary about my life. I want people to know the real me, the hella Chluy, you know, the struggles too, you know. But I feel like I'm not. Yeah, I feel like, you know, I'm gonna begin filming bits and pieces and collect. Like my parents have a lot of VHS of me as a kid. You know, like I feel like it could be good for like future documentary type stuff. I did a lot of Taekwondo. That was my first love. So I have footage of me just kicking ass on tournaments and stuff like that. So I think it's important for people to know the way I grew up and what my passion was. And, you know, but I also want to keep doing the comedy, keep doing this podcast. I kind of just want to just stay active and just, you know, change with the times, adapt. I'm starting to do more mukbangs. Before, I'm not comfortable eating on camera, and I don't really like the slurping and stuff. I'm like, yo, this is what people do. This is like a, you know, it's a whole thing. It's an ASMR. It's a whole thing that people like, you know, they would like to hear that stuff, you know. It triggers something in the brain, like, you know. But I was like, yo, I'm going to just try different things, have a variety channel, because I don't want to limit myself. I feel like I have so much to offer the world, you know.
Sure. You're a creator, bro. That's it.
Thank you. Same to you, man. I'm looking forward to what you bring, because you do a little bit of, you know, skits as well too. Like you're pretty creative. You know, you're good with the camera. You know, and definitely like that side of you. You know.
Yeah.
And the vlogs definitely, you know, definitely a very
I'm trying to stay rough with the vlogs. I'll be honest, bro. Like,
what does that mean?
I'm trying to stay rough with the vlogs, like very rough cut lately. Mm-hmm. And for some of my viewers who've been watching the last, I don't know how many, but it's just because I just noticed that there's so much of that edited stuff that I think a lot of people now, they appreciate just seeing like rough, raw footage or something, right?
Yeah, I feel that too. Like just shoot and upload. I think some people like overthink. Like sometimes like, I find myself editing too much, color grading. Like just shoot it straight at the camera. It has that organic feel, like POV. That I feel like it tells a story better. As long as you tell a story, it don't matter how you know how edited it should be. You know, I think the raw the better. So I think I'm gonna start doing that. Just shoot out of the camera and just upload. Not have no crazy effects. They cross dissolves. That's too fancy, you know. Yeah, no. I don't need all that.
If you look at some of my first vlogs, I probably put half of my videos on private just because I was like, I can't watch this. Because it's just like, no, I can't watch it. But yeah, it's exactly that. Like I think, like you said, if you're a good storyteller and you can somehow direct the camera and the audience a certain way, then a rough like POV like cut, bro, is like it's really what people want nowadays, you know.
Right. I feel it, man. So, what type of advice would you give, like an aspiring vlogger or YouTuber? Because I think a lot of people are, you know, they might want to, you know, start, but they don't know how.
Yeah, I feel weird having me say it because to be honest, I'm always like you said, self-doubt and like thinking like I'm the last person to take advice from.
You got more subs than me. You're killing it. I watch you grow in a year. Like you're like almost at 100K. So salute to that, man. That's
on YouTube, on Facebook. Congrats, you got like 170. I think. On Facebook.
Yeah.
And not even that, bro. You got the blue check mark. That's all that matters.
Oh, come on. You'll get there, man. But like, I'm trying to get my YouTube back. I feel like I've been at a standstill for a while. So I'm reinventing myself, you know.
I got my Osmo Pocket. So right before we end, I'm going to take a quick little video just to tell my audience where we can, because I'm going to put it in one of my vlogs so that I can push them onto the podcast as well. But anyways, going back to some advice is like, I think the best thing is like exactly what we said, is like, don't do it if you think if your whole outcome is money and popularity,
Fame,
right?
Yeah.
Right. And don't even do it if you're not in it for the money, you're not in it for the popularity, and you just aren't really in it at all, right? You're just doing it because you see other people doing it.
Right.
I think the best thing is like, if you really do love filming, right, then just do it. Just take some videos, whatever you like, and upload them. And I always tell people here is like, they're like, well, what should I film? It's like, film whatever you want to watch on YouTube. Film stuff that you would enjoy, right? Forget about everyone else. Just film what you would want to watch. Film what you would like to see, right? And I think that is key. And like you said, I'm guessing that you, before your YouTube channel and stuff, you were probably filming, or you were probably like cracking these types of jokes and skits with your friends before the YouTube, right?
Yeah, it was natural. Yeah.
Yeah, because before me, like I just started uploading in 2015, 2016. But I've been, like, all my good friends know that I've been filming since like I was like 10 years old. I just been filming, right? And
because you enjoyed shooting.
Because I just enjoyed it. I would literally just film it and then just like by myself just watch the video that I filmed, and that was it, right? And so I think that's what really matters. But yeah, bro, that's my advice.
That's great advice, yo. I appreciate you, coming on my podcast and telling me your story. Now I get to know you, and I really appreciate that. Oh yeah, let me mention this. I really appreciate that you reacted to my Lola Lola video. Which is amazing because it did really well because of that, and I think it's good. You did a reaction video for my song Lola Lola, so I'm very appreciative of that. I saw people like, wow, all these Cambodian subscribers came from your reaction. I feel like I'm popular, but I'm not popular. And it's kind of a weird, like, because in Cambodia there's a lot of subscribers, but it's also that cult following that they follow other Cambodian YouTubers, and they're in the 100,000. So I don't think I tapped into deeply into maybe my content is not relatable because I'm Khmer American, I'm Khmer English. So, but I feel like it's good that we're cross promoting, and I'm always shouting you out as well too. So it's like we're sharing each other's viewers, which is dope.
Yeah, and I'll continue doing that though, bro. And to be honest, when I did that video, I got a lot of views from that video. It's one of my top viewed videos, right? Yes. And I did that video because I haven't really done a lot of reactions lately. And it's because I wasn't, I'm just not trying to do as many reactions. But I did that video because when I heard it, I was like, this is like a really funny, but also sick beats song, right?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Like the whole, like the parent getting pissed off and stuff. Because for me, I could kind of relate when I was just like partying up at night and my mom like coming downstairs, like happy. And it was just like hilarious. For me, I was like, okay, one, it's a sick beat, and two, I can like relate to this. So yeah, it's like whatever I usually post, I have to have some type of connection, but I also just like have to be like, yo, I like this,
I could dig it, man. Yeah, that was dope, man. It's good to see like a lot of people doing reaction videos too. So it makes me feel good as an artist when people react to your stuff. I feel like maybe some people think that I don't like a share don't go a long way. Like it means a lot to us as content creators. A share goes a long way. We still need it. We still your support doesn't go unnoticed. So it's like we appreciate the love. I appreciate all the support from day one, and I just want to, thank you to all the viewers and all the supporters, and it keeps us going, That's why we do it, because we want to entertain you guys.
Yeah, exactly, man. At the end of the day, we're very insecure, and we're only looking for other people's approval.
Yep, we're human, and yeah, definitely. It's life, is
That's
you
it.
probably said it like it's real as it gets, I just want to feel love, sometimes I want to be the smaller spoon, Sometimes I need my girl to be the big spoon. It's okay to to feel that way, Love yourself, take care of yourself, be safe, and sky is the limit.
Yeah, make
any shout outs you want to give? Any shout outs to wrap it up?
Make is the limit. I don't know, man. What are any shout outs?
I like that. Make is the limit. Make is the limit.
I don't know, man. I don't think I have any shout outs. But I do want to say that I appreciate being on your podcast, especially when it's just when you're just starting out, bro. It really is an honor, because it's funny. I've been watching your stuff. I can't say from day one, but a lot longer than I've had my channel. And it's nice to finally kind of sit back and, you know, enjoy this beer. You enjoy not the Henny, but
the rum.
The rum. There you go, yeah. And just have a nice conversation, you know, and talk about some of the stuff that we relate to, right? And that, and I appreciate it. I really, you know, I was looking forward to this podcast since we were talking about it a couple of days ago or wherever. And that's it, man.
I'm really thankful for you, man, and I support you 100%. I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, Cambodia in your you know, in your eyes, and not just Cambodia, whatever you choose to do with your channel as well.
Maybe when you come here, and then I'll have my wife get you some eyebrows and some
I want to get my nails did, hair did, everything did. You know, maybe get just bring back the blonde bangs. You know, can she dye my hair blonde right here? Just a bang. I just want blonde bangs one time.
But when you do come, bro, I look forward to hanging out with you. I look forward to seeing you. And I honestly, I wish you all the best with this podcast, you know, and maybe whenever there's time or there's room and you see fit, I'd be more than happy to come and join you again here, bro.
Definitely would love a follow-up, Bong. So, and, you know, and I wish you a good future and success.
Yes.
Appreciate you so much, all right?
Yo, this is Cambo Vlogs, and you are tuned into Chluy Talk.
See you on the next one.
Yeah.